So, hello, fellow Earthlings. This is Earthling 6455463728. And a while ago, maybe a year and a half ago, I took my blood pressure. I have one of those devices with that strange name for your blood pressure. And I was like, whoa, what is wrong? My blood pressure, according to the device, was like 150 something over something else, which was insane. I used to smoke, and I would go to the supermarket, and they had one of those blood pressure monitoring devices, and sometimes it would be 135 or something, and I'd be worried because that, according to the thing, was pre-hypertensive. So eventually quit smoking. That was great. And my blood pressure went to a reasonable level, 120 something. So I was not expecting to see this. It had been a long time since I had bought the spirometer online, and I was using it regularly, but since my blood pressure was great, never really bothered. But yeah, all of a sudden it was this crazy number, and I was exercising regularly, and it should not have been at this crazy number because I had quit smoking so long ago. I was exercising regularly. What was going on here? And I tried all sorts of ways to rationalize it in my mind. Maybe this thing is broken. But yeah, here it was, consistently, this high amount, whether I was lying down, whether I was whatever. Anyway, at the time I was posting way too much stuff on Facebook, so I took the opportunity to tell myself that, hey, until I get this thing fixed, I don't know how long it's going to be, I'm going to stop posting stuff on Facebook. So that's one success, because I was able to stop posting a bunch of stuff on Facebook. Now I send it directly by Messenger. So you can't send as many people stuff by Messenger, so that cut down on it a lot. And who wants to be sending something to people directly every 5 seconds? So yeah, that cut down a lot. So, but anyway, I just kind of couldn't get it down, and I just was trying and thinking in my mind in a really slow way, like over the course of months and whatever, however long, what's going on here? So at some point, after I realized, hey, my blood pressure is a problem. Stopped posting stuff on Facebook. I was good for my studying of Korean. I didn't get interrupted all the time with these things. Hey, let me post this that I just saw. So that was good. But at some point again, I realized, whoa, why are my feet so swollen? Like my instep, like my toes, my ankles, really swollen. And I didn't think that those two things were really connected. But hey, that's not really a good thing. That's really bad. Anyway, I kept going for a long period of time, was not really too concerned about that. And then it didn't really hurt. It didn't really hurt. I caught somebody staring at my feet, actually, because I was wearing these flip-flops, and my foot really looked like it was all puffy, like one of these what do they call those people, lunchroom ladies, or one of those nurses or something. And I didn't really connect the two things, like I was saying. Anyway, time passed, and I should say months and months passed, and I guess I stopped measuring myself with the thing because I thought it was broken. But then I went to, I'm sorry, I'm getting all this stuff mixed up, but At some point, I told myself fairly recently, maybe a couple months ago, that I have to figure out what is wrong with my feet because I'm pretty skinny and there's no reason for me not to be able to see the veins on my feet and for my ankles to be that swollen. And I guess I was looking at my calves one day in the shower and I was like, whoa, my calves are really huge. This is amazing, because I was like, maybe this is because of the exercise that I'm doing. But then I thought, no, I have to figure out what's wrong with this, whether it was exercise, whether it was something in my food, because I cut down on the amount of salt that I was using to prepare my regular food, and it still wasn't really working. But I figured, okay, I need to stop exercising because I was getting a little bit of a pain in my elbow from push-ups and stuff, and even though my feet were not hurting, I figured I have to figure out what this problem is. So stopped exercising altogether, and there was this pepper sauce that I had that I figured, okay, sometimes even when I forget to put salt in the food and I put this sauce into my food, it would be like if I didn't forget any of the salt when I was cooking. So I was just, maybe it's this thing, But I'd also read that I'd gone looking because I'd heard that salt can affect your blood pressure. And I'd gone looking to see how much it could affect it by. And then I saw it was something like a couple of points on your blood pressure. So I was like, what is this? That's useful. A couple of points. This is like 30 points above my regular, amount. So I was like, this is a waste. But I think I may have misread that. It might have been a couple of points per gram or something like that. One of these days I really need to check and see. But yeah, I figured I'd cut using that pepper sauce for a bit. And I decided I'm not going to exercise for a couple of months, or maybe 2 months, and to see how that works. So lo and behold, after I had stopped exercising, I saw my feet gradually going down. Swelling was going down. So that was good. And then I figured, wait a minute, maybe this has something to do with this pepper sauce that I put on almost everything that I eat. It's delicious. I love it. Put it on everything. And I decided, okay, normally I have a back supply because this thing can be hard to find in some places. When you go, it's sold out. So I thought, okay, might have to cut this out altogether. And I did that. Like I said, stopped exercising. And finally, after so long, I was able to see the veins on my instep. My ankle stopped looking like one of those lunch ladies. My calves, unfortunately, they weren't swollen as a result of my excellent exercise. Well, not swollen. I thought they were huge because of my exercise. Apparently, they weren't huge because of my fantastic exercise routine. And yeah. So the thing is that I'm not 100% certain. I was supposed to take my blood pressure a couple of times continually to see, to make sure that this was what it was. But I'm pretty certain that I was killing myself because this hot sauce had way too much sodium and I was using way too much of it. A lot of it I was putting on my food because I really like the burn, But like my ankles are down. I went to the doctor with my uncle a while ago. I had them test my blood pressure. It was like 125. And you're supposed to sit down for a couple of minutes or a minute at least to make sure your blood pressure stabilizes. And I just walked straight in. They put me down to sit down. They put the cuff on my arm and it took my blood pressure, so it probably would have been even lower than that. And this was like a full 30 points lower than I've seen. So I have to use my spiritual manometer myself to make sure. But I've started back exercising, and my feet, they're not swelling. So more than likely it's not because of the exercise that they were swollen for so long. And plus that, I have not always been using this pepper. I went on a pepper sauce or hot sauce experimentation some years ago, and I started buying different brands to see what I liked, and I finally settled on this one and started using it. So I know that, all the time before, when I was smoking, never was using it. When I lost weight and was consistently at around 120, I wasn't using it. And I know that, it made my food taste a lot better when I forgot to put salt in, which should have kind of rang a bell that, this thing has a lot of salt in it. But when I looked it up, the measurement for how much it made your blood pressure increase, I don't think I was reading too carefully. So I have to check that. But my feet have been swollen for around the same amount of time as I've been using this pepper sauce. And I was exercising for a long time before that, and it was never like this. I never thought that the device for measuring your blood pressure was broken or anything. So maybe if you have a problem like me too, maybe you want to really, really, really break down what it is that you're regularly eating and try to control whatever that might be. I have to realize that life food-wise is not going to be as exciting as it used to be, but it's better that than collapsing from a stroke or having a heart attack or an aneurysm or some kind of crazy stuff like that. So yeah, anyway guys, wish me luck, LUCSS. That's like or unlike, comment, subscribe, and or share. And of course I don't prefer it, but you can always do nothing. Peace.